So okay, so let's try to do some improve because I'm not the one registering the blueprint and the person who registered it is not there.
Okay, so let's just make this session useful.
Yeah.
Let's make this session useful for us then. I don't really.
So, so the blueprint is discussing about some parts of Gnome and are they still relevant for Unity, for Ubuntu in the unitization. So it's not, everything is not really related to Unity, but more of our integration in the unitization. I will maybe first start with Gnome 3 and GTK 3 because it's not in the blueprint, but just to make a short status on this. So when we wrote Unity integrated with Gnome 2 and GTK 2, we were really careful about the GTK 3 transition, which is so incoming for this cycle. And looking at the code, it will be a matter of 3 days, just 3 days to ensure that we can have Unity building with GTK 3.
Okay.
So that point is good. We have no real issues with that. So the second part is about the sound effect module. So the logout sound is broken for a while.
What is?
The logout sound, you know.
Oh, logout sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's broken for a while. And also, apparently the logging one for some people. This is not really related to Unity because it was the same in the GNOME Classic session, I guess.
Alright, well, yeah.
So
There's this bug named,
So, what's the bug number?
yeah, the lowest.
Continuous sound effect. What? This is the logging and logout sound or
No,
something
it's just sound effect in general.
because there is a beep which is not working with compis, and we are aware of that.
No, I don't think that's the issue he was raising there.
Yeah, in the blueprint now, but I think your bug is that one.
Yeah.
So there is a known issue that the system beep is not working with compis. Apparently it's not really easy to get. I'm not sure it's a real priority for now.
I'm sorry. What tool?
The system beep in compis is not working.
The system.
Beep, you know what?
The speaker?
The speaker
Oh,
beep?
system beep. Okay.
There's also a long-standing bug in metacities around the system beep as well, isn't there?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That basically no one really, like, people want the system beep to fire on some events in
Yeah.
mutacity, like needs attention.
Yeah.
But there's no one
It
really
didn't work
thinks.
because we
It worked.
didn't have any sound team.
That was not actually planned. I have a bad hard drive.
So is it bad that login and logout sounds and system beep is broken? I don't think so. I think that's
Well,
awesome.
Is that so important? I'm not sure.
I thought we decided not to turn it off. I thought we decided to turn it off. I was kind of
Oh.
glad.
Yeah.
I thought that was deliberate.
It's a bug, but
Like at UDF. Like every no.
so I think we can, well, just answer that if someone wants to fix it, we'll take a patch, but I'm not sure it's a priority for us, at least for this cycle.
Is it even
I would
Well, it's a
just,
bug, but
just
can turn it
protest against it. It needs a complete rewrite, which it says in the blueprint. I don't think it needs a complete rewrite.
yeah.
But, or if it does, I would like to hear more about how that, I mean, if you do a rewrite, you're just going to end up with your own set of problems instead of fixing the ones that are there. I would like to fix the logout sound when I have some time. It's just that I've been busy doing all of these other things. And I kind of got the impression that these things are not that important.
Yeah.
But maybe they are. And if the Unity people want to spend time and effort on actually fixing this, I will be more than happy to try to help out and point people in the right direction.
Yeah.
What's your?
My name is David.
Okay. What's your like launch pad?
DIWIC. DIWIC.
Okay. Will be willing to mentor someone?
Yeah.
Wants to fix this? Okay.
Or at least have somebody to discuss it with and so on.
it's in the list of call for help for compis maintainer. The compis maintainer, well, the compis upstream asks for help for this issue, and but he wants to mentor someone, you know, just to hack on that in compis. So if he finds someone, I will redirect to you.
I don't think it's the same issue as the compis one. This one is that the Gnome UI, the current one, that doesn't let you like select a different sound, like click on button, click on like effects, which is nothing to do with compis. It's using Canberra, I think.
Yeah, but
It's a
discussed
different
both.
issue.
Yeah. Okay, so menu editor, another GNOME specific preference that don't apply to Unity. So we're just going to clean all that up when we.
Drop it from the CD.
Okay,
Since
so
Unity 2D is going to be a fallback this cycle,
Yeah.
you could go like with GNOME panel on a
this will be
upstream
fixed
transition.
in 11.04 when we transition. Okay. Preferences and sets for Unity are used in GNOME. That will be fixed in 11.04. We're not shipping GNOME 2.
In 11.4?
Sorry.
11:10, right?
Yeah, sorry. Someone feel free to, you know, hop in on Etherpad and help me out here.
I'm not sure about the one you just wrote. Like, is he talking about compis settings? Because your compis configuration might still be.
No, he's saying,
Or preferences from Unity.
I don't know. It won't, the classic session just won't be around, so this is kind
Yeah,
of.
but if somebody install it will still have the same issue.
Oh.
It's not only default installation, like people using GNOME.
Okay,
Wow.
so let's talk about this then.
This one is not easy to get because we already tried to set different defaults, but different user preferences. It's
I'm not even sure what preferences he's talking about.
I think gconf keys, you know, something like that.
But do we tweak any which is like impacting GNOME?
No, but I think it's more a request for features to have different wallpaper or you know
I
whatever.
don't know. It's not there. So.
Yeah. But anyway, just to have different sessions with different user preferences, it's not easy at all to get.
Does this include issues like the create launcher and right-clicking on the desktop option?
We can set the defaults, so different defaults based on the session, but if the user changes the settings, it's no more the default and it's shared across all sessions.
You do not want two different settings.
Well, we are using that since UNE, in fact, to have different panels and stuff like that, but now it's less relevant, in fact. So I think that we address the concern.
Okay.
And certain forms still require a sister icon.
It's just about Twinkle.
Hmm?
It's about Twinkle, which is some kind of.
Twinkle sister identification under outside panel in Unity. Well, Twinkle is a Qt application, right?
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know.
There's a comment on our RC.
Yeah, I was about to mention it. Yeah, GNOME upstream like session is still going to be available in main, like to install. It's not going to be on the CD, but
So GNOME 3,
and
the
in my-
upstream experience will be in main, but not on the CD.
Yeah,
Okay, will be in main, but not on the CD.
and it will be likely closer from upstream GNOME than the current one, since we might just drop our like.
Okay, I don't understand what you said.
If you move GNOME panel out of the CD, we
Okay.
might just go back to the upstream layout rather than making it look like Unity-like.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yeah.
closer from the GNOME experience.
So GNOME 3 upstream experience will be in main, but not on the CD. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about the sys icon, the bug which is linked to the blueprint is about Twinkle. It's a Qt application,
Right.
and we don't have Qt binding for app indicator,
Right.
but that's going to come, and we discussed about that already. So
Okay.
hopefully, Qt application will be able to have their own indicators.
And we'll get mumble back.
Yeah. And
So-
yeah.
The Systray thing, I mean, we've already shipped without the sys tray,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't make any sense to do anything about
To
that.
roll back and
You know, to be honest, I mean, the long tail of junky apps that no one's paying attention to, I mean, that's just survival of the fittest. But
yeah.
there's plenty of applications being ported to app indicators now, and we're way better shape than we were before. So I'm not really keen on old
Yeah.
broken apps.
So we will see blacklist Java and Wine because
Right.
we don't have binding
Right.
for Java and we don't have
Right.
binding for Wine, of course. But
Yeah.
apart from this one,
I think overall the community's doing a good job
yeah.
picking and choosing what the best apps are to port, and the ones that don't get ported are the ones no one
You
cares
mean
about.
yeah, one card rules.
Yeah.
John, you have some.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about the previous item.
Okay.
The independent preferences based on desktop environment used. In 11.10, we won't be shipping the classic environment.
By default, no,
By
but
default?
you can install.
You can install it, but
Yeah.
because we're not shipping it by default, we can configure everything for Unity. So remove the create launch options, etc.
Well, you can.
No, because people might still want to install Gnome and get Gnome working the same way it was before.
Yeah. And create launcher is part of Nautilus.
Yeah, but he wants to patch it so it doesn't have the option in other Unity.
Oh.
And there are other settings kind of dotted around,
Right.
which don't have a function in Unity.
Right.
And the problem is for 11.04 that we need them to be able to work in a classic mode. But when the classic mode isn't there by default, can we remove those sessions?
Right.
And then someone who's reinstalling.
Right.
So there's no equivalent of only show in for like options and right-click menus.
We will not get two versions of Nautilus in the archive. People will still be some people will still want to go with the Gnome upstream experience. So we need to accommodate both sides at the same time.
Do we have any strategy for that at the moment?
Do you have any list of options or changes we would like to get? I would say step one would be to identify. Step two, to talk to upstream to know if they have any plan to. Obviously, if they would welcome any change for this upstream. And
Just give me the list of changes you want. I'll start talking to them.
and we might be able to do some patches in the code to do runtime detection.
If you're running Unity.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. That will be.
We are already doing that, in fact, just to move your icons from in the desktop.
Okay.
But also we can still do, based on user session, what we do since last year. So the default will be, we can change the default for each sessions, but then if the user change a value, of course it will apply to both sessions. But the default can be different. So
The thing is dropping a menu item from the menu is not going to be any preference. It's going to be a code patch.
Can someone paste the link of the Etherpad to the IRC, please?
Yeah.
Someone's on IRC.
so yeah.
So what else is there to?
Is there planned to be a complete separation of Unity and Gnome?
Yeah, I don't really get what this
I
session
think
was
the-
about.
What the complete separation?
Well, Unity is still using a huge part of Gnome, so
Yeah.
I don't think that the premise of that question on IRC is correct.
yeah. We are still using a huge part of Gnome, and we are still a
Yeah.
Gnome
So-
environment, so
Andy 08, there's not really any complete separation of Unity and Gnome. I don't know what that means. You're probably reading OMG Ubuntu too much or something.
It's a bit how you stop basically.
Yeah. So is there anything else that we maybe want to
Well,
discuss?
there is something on the whiteboard.
Yeah, that's what's me.
I copied the
Okay.
I copied the whiteboard into the.
Okay. So it was about lead combat rounds and so. Okay.
Yeah, I was able to make it because we made a decision.
Okay.
So any other opinion on what experience should change in Unity, or I don't know, compared to basic Gnome, or what should we merge?
Yeah. So what are we going to do about the control center?
We had a session this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the control say.
So are we going to use it or not?
The new one?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We are still discussing upstream, making the API public upstream one.
Oh, nice. Good.
There are some bits in the control center that if we're going to continue using it don't match very well to Unity.
Yeah, like what about apps that use like that on-off toggle button?
That's the GTK thing.
Yeah.
So we won't see that if we don't use their theme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No?
It's a
No,
widget.
that's-
It's a
oh,
new widget.
yeah.
It's a new widget.
Sorry,
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
That's what I meant.
So yeah, so what happens in that case when an app author's like, I want to use the on-off widget in my app, but you know, like in Ubuntu, we don't like use that. So what happens then? I'm asking you, because like app authors will be like, I want to use on-off widget, and we're going to be like, that's not how we roll in Unity, but the person also wants to, you know, not break on Fedora or something.
I don't know, that could be, like, we could just have that widget in our theme not drawn like that.
Because it can just theme it back to
We
a
can
checkbox.
theme it back, we can theme it back to a checkbox, right?
I don't know, is it custom drawn?
What do you think? We're changing.
It's a new stock GTK widget, so you
Yeah, but
wouldn't
the thing
custom
is-
draw it, would you?
We want to be able to use it in some places.
We
do?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so we are going to use,
Like,
are we going to use the on-off button at places? Okay, so we don't.
Okay, then.
Oh, so if app authors use it, we don't care. Okay.
Yeah, like, we're using it.
Okay, so I've wasted all your time. Okay. All right.
But in the system settings, we've got, for instance, the keyboard shortcuts,
Mhm.
which is a bit broken, or there's a lot of shortcuts that aren't always applicable to Unity.
Ooh, yeah. So these?
So if you go into Control Center keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, right here. This.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah. I think
Those are integrated normally.
So most of,
everything is working in
Yeah.
Unity. That's like complete shortcuts.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is a patch
We-
complete to integrate with that, and we are picking these
Yeah.
values. You didn't try before
No,
doing
we
that.
did. About 7 weeks ago, we were testing and loads of stuff wasn't working.
Really?
Oh, several weeks ago. That's ages ago.
Maybe
Uh,
there are some bugs there.
Yeah.
We
Is that-
didn't test everything. so-
Yeah.
but it,
That didn't change, so.
But someone's reviewed that, that's all correct, compared to keyboard shortcuts.
Okay,
So
because it didn't change, so.
reviewed it as such, but it's something which is expected to work.
Okay.
So this is what's annoying to me. Since the session guy's in here, I'm just going to make up my own topic.
Sure.
So comp is settings, and we have some stuff in dconf. Is there any way to just shove all the comp is stuff into? Man,
Well,
you get
no.
angry.
Well,
No, you know, just in one place. Like for example, it's like I want to set a keyboard shortcut. Well, am I using the Gnome tool, or am I going into the comp is thing to set? Like it's like a random guess on where stuff's supposed to be.
So what we have today is we have some keys in gconf,
Yeah.
we have some keys using compis, which uses as well gconf, and we have some parts in gsettings. So that's a mess.
Yeah.
One thing which is planned for next cycle is to move all the gconf backend for compis to gsettings. But we still have an issue with metacity, which is because so the dialog you showed just before is using metacity to map the keys which are stored in gconf. That's why we didn't move and we didn't write the backend this cycle.
We try to get it.
So if you can get metacity using gsettings,
Okay.
we can move that.
We failed to do it for 3.0, but we still want to.
Okay. So basically we will write the gsettings backend and all we will end up in gsettings, like ATK and stuff like that. Then I'm not sure we want to show every options we have in CCSM, even for Unity, in the Unity preferences dialog. Because some parts are not tested, it was broken for the cycle, some parts are experimental, and just to make some
I think what we'll find, so we've been quite resistant to configuration, but I think we're going to find that we're going to expose more configuration for corporate desktops, so corporate people can actually lock more stuff down. But for them to lock more stuff down, they need to be able to configure it.
Right. So I don't really care that much about the user visible tool as much as it just feels like a mess in there.
Well, we'll still have Unity preferences for official stuff and CCSM for the rest. So, for instance, I don't know, the icon size, where it will be, but
And
CCSM is more the unofficial stuff.
And people are already modifying tools to configure Unity, like to tweak, and there was some French one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only in French. I'm like, Dinox!
That's me. But yeah,
Actually, you did.
so the GUnity with all in French by default,
Yeah.
and then you have to translate to other language from French.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So-
Well, I think people who wants to tweak something will still have a way from their favorite tools and stuff like that. And we should just ensure that all the things we put in Unity preferences is well tested, working every time, and don't break at random times.
Right.
Yeah, it's quite crazy, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's a little crack rock, but
Yeah.
the guy's trying.
Yeah,
You should try to upstream it.
Is that,
But yeah,
is that a joke? I don't know if that was like funny.
no, not it.
Oh, okay. All right, so what else?
Or it's more related to a GTK, I guess, but not Gnome, but the menu shortcuts configurations,
Right.
which are not controllable by the debug menu actually.
Oh, no, this is fine, okay.
How to manage it?
The shortcuts, because the shortcuts are
Generally, you should select the menu item and just
Right.
use the shortcut to change it. But
for which one?
Like if you press F3,
yes, it should change.
what do you mean?
And you select a menu item.
Sure.
If you press the new shortcut, you should change it.
Well,
But,
if you have the gconf key for it, so
Yes.
which is off by
yes, but it
default.
doesn't
It's
work.
off by default.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's on the. Yeah, that's a bug.
Yeah, so it will be fixed for you.
I'm not sure. It's pretty like it's really
I
a
mean-
technical thing. It's not. Most users are not using it. It's off by default. You need to go to gconf to turn it on. It's like
Yeah,
no
by the way,
priority.
also
Oh,
if you
just a
enable,
key
if you
mnemonic
enable
thing?
the gconf key, when you change it using that menu, it doesn't reflect on the settings itself.
Yeah, that's a bug. We know about it, but it's low priority because most people don't do this. Like, I mean, if you want to write a
I know,
patch,
I know.
but it's on the bug list, yes. But we have other priorities before this one.
On the RC?
So what about Qt integration into Unity? No.
It's you. No, you didn't find that?
Yeah.
Git integration in Unity.
Can you speak up because they need to hear?
Qt integration in Unity.
Yes.
Well, what kind of integration are we talking about?
What kind of integration are you talking about, Dark Cat?
I should be on the channel.
Graphical?
Graph-
Could you expand a bit more?
Yeah.
Can you read because I lost my eyes working in Unity, so I can't read.
Oh, okay.
And that's true.
Graphical, static.
Do you want to be able to add Qt applications to the launcher? You should be able to do that.
Static.
Do you want to be able to access these?
Needs to be more static.
You should be able to
Yeah.
do that.
That's
Like
static.
Qt
No.
protocol.
Needs to be more static. Remember that?
Because there is already Unity 2D, which is in Qt. So
Yeah. All right, so Dark Cat, we're gonna let you like reform your question here for a while, and then we'll move on to a point and get back to you.
In what way is it not ideally integrated? Could you expand how you think you could be further integrated?
Speaking of, so while he's thinking of what to say, has anyone shown interest in updating Simple CCSM from the community? Like,
in complete sites.
yeah, we probably should have just told people update Simple CCSM so they wouldn't have to write French tools.
Indicators is another
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
discussed about that at the start of the
Yeah.
session. And it will be fixed normally for oneiric.
Okay. What else? Was there stuff you guys didn't discuss already in the?
I
don't know
think
why
we
you put the
discussed pretty
session
much
so-
everything, so.
Okay. Yeah, I pasted all that in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really kind of out of stuff to talk about. Anyone have any? Oh, what about? Oh no, it doesn't matter, class. I was gonna ask. Yeah, I was gonna ask about the menu editor thing.
So, good question.
Oh, okay.
So what you are using in the application length, what you are using there is software center categories. So basically, we won't allow anyone to edit that. We should just fix the wrong one for software center, so in the package itself. But we are not using the Gnome menu one.
Okay. Okay.
The idea is that as you can install application from this lens, it just makes sense that you find the same categories and in Software Center.
Okay.
And you have additional category compared to the menu spec. So.
Okay. That's not really a question.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Right. I think there is no point to continue the session.
Yeah.
There is no.
Hey, Hernando. H-Torque is my boy this cycle.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it was awesome, really.
Yeah, we should continue for 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes until an update is finished. Something we can talk about.
So you have something to talk with from design point of view? Or?
Yeah, I think we should do 32 pixels by default. It looks so good. It looks so good.
If you install the tweak tool, you can do that.
Yeah.
I should have
It's not a
Flash.
supported option.
Are there any other Gnome Unity peculiarities anyone's aware of, or anyone has run into?
Let me just
Do you have
let me dig around.
a list of settings or like menus or tricks you would like to see in Unity?
We've got some in bugs, but I've given myself an action item to go through and review that and get a whole list of various settings that are still implemented to Unity.
How about?
If you could let me know quite early in the cycle, I would have more time like to bring it up soon. Would be nice.
Cool.
What about emblems? Do we?
It's not done.
Okay.
What about the time frame? When can I run an Eric live CD and expect to have GNOME free underneath, so to speak?
Between Alpha 1 and Alpha 2?
Okay.
Okay.
But
That's a
you
good thing.
You should be able to install a PPA now and have GNOME free.
Okay.
It's not.
So this work should be complete sometime in between alpha.
Oh, in the launch? Oh, fine, I think we need models of it.
Oh, no.
Why? No, I know about the launch.
I think you know a minimum about that.
Well, let's take it in,
Okay.
so it's not so it's completely screwed, so you don't tell it.
With the script it's probably all work.
Sorry, you're fine.
Oh, A. Connect the server. Can we get that back?
No.
Let's do it next time.
Oh, it's still there.
Well,
Yeah, no, but
it's there. It's,
yeah, that's just not very nice.
you mean
It's
it's
in the home menu.
so
It should be a quick list.
Yeah, it's not just.
yeah. So
I know.
from those who don't know, it's possible to do that from Nautilus. So when you have the desktop which has the focus, you can do that in the menu. But
It just the bar is empty and nobody
yeah, it's
has
just buys empty
user.
and yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can put in a quick list or something.
What do you think, John?
Sorry.
Connect the server?
My update was just failing.
Sorry.
So the current sequence is super D,
Mm-hmm.
click on desktop, click on file menu, last entry. Can we put that somewhere more accessible? Because it turns out it's actually quite useful.
Connect to server.
Connect to the server? Or?
Here, I can just show you.
Yeah.
You have to do that, and it's not right click or whatever.
Yeah, well, so
Yeah.
somewhere against Nautilus.
How come yours has like a title? I don't have that.
What do you think about the static quick list?
This one?
Yeah.
It's because I have something open.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
can we add that?
Something else we need to add to the Nautilus quick list is all of the bookmarked places, and they should be exposed in the quick list as well.
Yeah.
So
So
this is a dynamic one.
yeah, we need a dynamic one so that
Yeah.
when I
Can
change
you write
these, the quick list changes. Because right now people are making them by hand,
Yeah.
but it would be so cool if like they were live updating and stuff.
I think it's the Unity backlog from last
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
it's going to be fixed.
Can you just write that because it
Yeah.
will be quite easy to do.
It's on the Unity backlog. That's
Yeah.
Okay. Nautilus needs dynamic lists. It's on the backlog list. Okay.
Okay. What else?
How much time do we have left?
20 minutes?
I'm gonna kill him.
Is there anything we can do politically wise to try and make us less hated?
He doesn't hate anybody.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking, so it's more difficult now.
You mean on the GNOME Ubuntu side?
Yes, when you show up at the no release party, you don't spend the entire evening being cutlery thrown at you.
I think a lot of that is overblown. I'm expecting to go to Guadalajara just like we always do and
Yeah.
just
And
participate.
we have two sessions tomorrow, one for GNOME and Ubuntu relationship.
Oh,
and
yeah, we
one
have a
for-
health check. Yeah.
And one for reviewing the Ubuntu patches to GNOME packages. So we'll go over the diff tomorrow and
It's in
talk
the
about
afternoon tomorrow. I think.
Yeah.
So you still failed to fill 20 minutes.
Yeah, the question when GNOME 3 will be ready on IRC, it'll be in between Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 when the GNOME 3 transition is complete. So Nautilus quick list, what else do we need?
So John, did you finish your update?
It's rebooted.
Oh. It's still working. In Gnome 3, is there a Nautilus integration for the trash or not? Fred?
The trash.
Or the bin? Like when you want to empty the bin, you know there is a dialogue.
Yeah.
This dialogue is right now in Unity. It's a GTK dialogue. Is there something in Nautilus?
We don't have this in Launcher.
Okay.
I don't know if we have something in Nautilus 3. For 3.2, we want to have undo in Nautilus.
So it's in Nautilus.
There will be work on undo and Nautilus.
But it's not by a debug interface or it's in Nautilus itself. So we can't write, let's say, empty the trash like that.
No.
And then ask for undoing that. I won't be able because there is no debug interface.
Yeah, it's not about undoing the trash, it's more about undoing delete file.
Okay.
So you could move to the trash and press
but
undo
you have
and
to
get back.
Yeah, but you have to go to the trash.
No, you would do it from the menu.
Okay.
You
Yes.
delete,
In the folder you
in the folder you
delete.
delete by error.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not like that one. Okay.
No, it's because people don't.
Dictation should have never accepted the trash.
Yeah, okay. But there is no debug interface so that we can share it. Well, it's 29
I
out
know,
of
I know.
For probably you should ask.
And it could have come,
Cosimo.
like,
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there was no reason to not accept this.
yeah.
Okay.
Topic and-
So I think we are done. So thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.